jumping on. Make sure you share this live. You never know who might need to hear this story tonight. Um, and let's see. Got anybody else say what's up? No? All right. Being shy today? All right. Well, I'm gonna bring on our guest tonight, Kayleigh. She is all the way from Rochester, New York. Let me just bring her on real quick. Hey, Kayleigh, welcome.
It's Kayleigh.
Kayleigh, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Well, thank you for being here tonight, and I appreciate you sharing your story. So, whenever
Yeah.
you are ready, you can start sharing.
Okay. Um. So I started off by doing pain pills, but then I ended up switching to heroin, and I was doing that for, I would say, about two, probably 3 years before I started doing cocaine as well. And um my life after cocaine was really miserable. I did not know it was gonna be like that, and I don't even know why I did it to begin with, but I'm sure everybody thinks that way. So, but it was just terrible. Um, so when I was doing the two together, cocaine and heroin together, I only was doing it for, I would say, 2 years, and then some pretty scary and crazy things happened to me.
Hey, could you speak closer to the microphone? I can. It's going in and out. I don't know why.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
So, so yeah, I was doing uh cocaine and heroin together, and I was injecting that, and um so in September of 2018, I ended up getting endocarditis, which is a heart infection that you get from using needles, and um you would think that would have made me stop using, but it didn't. So I kept doing it. I kept using, and then in January of 2020, I ended up with endocarditis again, but I didn't go to the hospital right away. I kept using, and then I had a really bad headache one day, so I didn't know what was going on, and a friend of mine ended up taking me to the hospital, but I don't remember anything after that. It turned out that I was having a brain bleed, a hemorrhage from um, the endocarditis was so bad that it ended up going like causing me to have a hemorrhage, and so I had to have emergency brain surgery, and then um they didn't even know if I was going to survive during that. They called my family and was telling them to come see me at the hospital because it might be the last time they'd see me. Like, they really didn't think I was going to survive that. So after the surgery, 3 days after the surgery, I ended up having two strokes, and they didn't even think I was gonna. I'm sorry. Then I went into a coma for 2 weeks after that. While I was in that coma, they didn't think I was gonna actually wake up. They really thought I was going to die. So it was a miracle that I ended up waking up 2 weeks later. And at that point, I just knew that um, I needed to stop using. I was gonna die. I was lucky that I didn't die that time. Um, it was really scary, and um, endocarditis is no joke. I mean, I was lucky I didn't need open heart surgery that time, but they said that because the endocarditis ended up causing me to have what's it called, a murmur, like a regurgitation. So they said that one of these days I'm probably going to need open heart surgery to repair or replace the heart valve. Um, so the thought of that is not something I want to go through, but that's consequences from using. You know, I'm lucky that I survived all that, and um, so I told myself I'm never going to use again, and I got on methadone because um, I figured that would probably help me, so I don't end up using again. And so far, it really is actually helping me a lot. I've been on it for in January it'll be 3 years since I've been on it. So I really feel like it's helped me a lot. Um, it's um, yeah, it's really keeping me from craving or anything. I don't know if I'm planning on staying on it for the rest of my life, but at this moment, I'm happy with it. So I'm not sure what else to say about my story. Um, I don't know.
Sorry, I was muted. But okay, so what like did you have signs of this? Like growing up, what was your childhood like?
Oh,
Growing up,
so
was there in your family was there addiction problems with your family, with your dad, your mom,
yeah,
brothers, sisters?
yeah. My father is actually an addict himself. He's a drunk, and he also, I think he had addictions to cocaine as well. I'm not positive, but yeah. So my childhood was, I had a lot of anxiety problems, and when I was 9 years old, I actually was sexually abused by a family member, and that really I think that caused a lot of my anxiety problems. And um when I was like 15 years old, I started smoking weed and drinking with my friends, and I was getting drunk a lot at 15 years old. So I should have known, like, at that time, that if I ever picked up something, I'd probably end up being addicted, because I liked getting drunk at 15. I really enjoyed it. So, and um yeah, it was really bad doing that so young. But um when I first started doing the pain pills, I was like 18, I think. And but then I got pregnant with my first child, and I didn't touch anything for years. And um then I had my daughter. Okay, so let me see. When I was 19, I had my son. That was in 2008. And then I had my daughter in 2012. And um after I had her, they were giving me some pain pills. They gave me some pain pills because I was having a lot of pain after my daughter. So that I already had a taste for pain pills, so you know I ended up getting kind of addicted to them again. Well, actually, I never was really addicted before, because I didn't feel the need to do them all the time. But after my daughter, I've, like, a week or two after having my daughter, that was the first time I ever experienced withdrawal, and I didn't even know it was withdrawal from pills. I just thought I was sick, and then I realized after I took some pills that I felt better, and I'm like, oh man, that's withdrawal. I didn't really expect that, but um, that's kind of like what really started the addiction with the pain pills. I think is when in 2012. And um so and then I was doing, like, um subjects and stuff, and trying to not do pills. And then none of that stuff was really working for me, so that's why I started doing the heroin. And I was um snorting it for a while, and then I started using needles, like, about um 3 months after I I realized that that was the way that I needed, well, that I wanted to do it, not needed. I'm sorry, that was a bad way to word it, but yeah. So I don't know, like that. Once I started the needles, that really was it from there. Like, I knew I was, that was, I got really bad really quickly. And um, I ended up, like, losing custody of my kids, not because I got in trouble with, like, child protective or anything. I kind of gave them to the fathers, thinking that, like, it was probably better. Well, I didn't want to be using around them, so I made the decision to let them stay with the father, thinking that, I don't want them around this. And I did see them, but not as much as I would like to have seen them. And it was really um awful, not I'm sorry, not seeing them as much as I would have wanted to. And um I feel like that really kind of ruined the relationship that I had with them for quite a while, and it didn't even start getting better and get repaired until I got clean. And so from like 2014 until 2020 is when I got clean, and that's basically when I was able to start repairing relationships with my children and family and everything else. And so now I can like go to family get-togethers and not have to disappear in the bathroom for 20 minutes, and things are just a lot better being clean and not having to worry about that anymore. So I'm much happier now than I was in years.
That's great. I'm glad that you found a solution to help you. How long were you in addiction for?
So, um, I want to say that I started getting addicted to pain pills in like 2009, I think, but then I kind of stopped for a few years, and then so it was like 2012 when or not 2012, I'm sorry, 2000. Yeah, actually, it was 2012 for a short time, and then I stopped again because I had an infant, and I didn't want to use, and I was about to ruin the relationship with her father. I really didn't want that, so I did stop using for a while, and then for a couple months, I think it was actually, and then I was doing it like secretly, you know, pills and stuff, and then so yeah, like I would say like in the end of 2012, beginning of 2013 is when I really started getting bad in the addiction, and I noticed it starting to affect my daily life and being able to take care of my kids and stuff. So yeah, probably from like 2013 until 2020 is when it was going on.
Gotcha. Are you and the baby daddy still together or um
No,
no?
nope, no.
Gotcha. So how's life today? Like what does a day to day look like, for you now?
Well, so from what I went through in the hospital with the strokes and the brain hemorrhage and stuff, the stroke really affected me and it really made me disabled. That's why I'm disabled today. I have to use the walker to get around. I had to spend 2 months in a nursing home after everything that happened in the hospital, um, to relearn how to walk and do everything again. I should have mentioned that too. That actually is a big part of that story too.
Yeah.
Just spending time in that nursing home to relearn how to do everything again, walking and being able to even just sit up on my own, being able to eat. I had a breathing, I had a what's it called? A breathing tube in my throat, the trach thing, and
Yeah.
um, they had a feeding tube in my stomach, like through the abdominal wall, like in my stomach, to feed me and stuff. So I wasn't able to eat food for probably uh probably 3 weeks or something. And so yeah, it was. But so anyways, like the nursing home thing, it was awful. Plus, it was during the when the pandemic first started, so I wasn't able to have visitors in the nursing home for the whole 2 months I was there, and but being able to actually get out of bed and be able to try to start walking again, it took a while, but it was nice to be able to get out of bed again. But um, yeah, it was really a tough thing to recover from a stroke at 30 years old. It was really difficult,
Yeah.
and it was all um, consequences from my addiction, and like doing using needles and stuff.
Yeah, it definitely is a direct result, anything that's the consequences of our choices, unfortunately, I'm glad you're doing well now. I am. So you think so how long ago was it? So it was about you said 2 or 3 years ago when all this happened and you had to go in the nursing home and get the feeding tube and all that. Um you're saying about 2 or 3 years ago, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it was January 6th, 2020 is when I went to the hospital, and that's the day that I consider my clean day because um that's the first day that I didn't use anything, so that is my clean day, and I haven't touched anything since then,
Well, that's
or
good.
since before then, I mean.
Yeah. So has it been a slow road? You're saying you have to use a walker. Do you think that you'll ever be able to get back to a normalcy of life, or
Nope, I don't think so because they say that after like 6 months of having a stroke, if you're not like fully recovered from that, then you're probably gonna be that way the rest of your life. So
mm,
um, I'm probably gonna have to walk with a walker the rest of my life, and that's something I wasn't too happy about. But at the same time, I'm just glad to be alive today, and um,
amen.
glad that I was able to get clean. I shouldn't have been here today. Like I really was supposed to die, and well, that's what the hospital thought, the doctors and stuff. But honestly, what I think is that God had other plans for me, and I'm still here today because of that. It was God's will. That's the way I look at it. And I'm actually part of a church that I ended up joining about a year. When was it? Like it's almost been 2 years that I've been part of it, and that's really been helpful with my recovery as well. Having a strong faith in Jesus Christ and having a good relationship with God has really been helpful for me too.
That's great. I'm glad you
Yeah,
found a fellowship to um, keep you going. We all need that
yeah,
in recovery, especially going through the things that you've went through.
yeah.
I, we all need a little bit of fellowship. Let me read some of these comments real quick. This could be a short live today. Let's see. We got somebody else. Let's see. Anarchy Rose says that she represents. That's her birth name, same name. Let's see. We got Helen says my granddaughter's name is Kayleigh. Um, let's see. We got Nicole says hello, Hope Shot. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you, Nicole. Um, Let's see. We got Becky says, "Hey, Hope Shot family." Becky from Indianapolis. We got Chandler in the house. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you here. We got Brandy. Let's see. We got Anarchy Rose says, "Congratulations. I'm proud you're alive."
Thank
Allison
you.
says, "You definitely have a purpose in this life." Um, let's see. We got Brittany says, "MAT strong." Um, Jess says you're a miracle. Thanks for sharing your story, Kayleigh. And we got Chandler says she got 30 days clean today. Congratulations. That's
Good
awesome.
job.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Becky says getting drunk was a natural thing in my family. So yeah, I think that's the case for almost everybody. Almost everybody,
Yeah.
not everybody. Let's see. Yeah, Anarchy says, I feel that most drug use is self-medicated pain and relation and reactions to trauma. Sadly, all our childhood stories get to too similar. Uh, Kayleigh, the '80s song of birth name, at times a self-fulfilling prophecy. Um, Let's see. Nicole says you're amazing. Your strength is amazing. Do you have lasting physical or mental health problems since your stroke? Does the MAT help you overcome those if you have any?
Yeah. Um, not so much mental, it's physical for sure. It's hard to I get a lot of pain in my right leg and because the stroke affected my right side. So the methadone definitely helps with that pain, I think. Um, but yeah, no mental issues.
Perfect. Um, let's see. Okay, so Anarchy Rose says proud mini stroke survivor myself, medically induced at 19. Um, let's see. Jared says love you fam, and then Sky says thank you for sharing your experience, strength, and hope, girl. Grateful for you. Helen says, man, God has other plans for you. Let's see. We got Terry says, I'm so proud of you. I overdosed and due to being intubated.
Intubated.
What is it
Uh,
called?
intubated, as in they had to put a breathing tube down the person's throat.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah. I was like, "Am I
Yeah.
reading this wrong?" Thank you for clarifying that for
Yeah.
me. While in the coma, I am permanently trached. I can barely talk anymore. You are right. God had a different plan for me. So thankful to be alive and sober. So much love to you, sweetie. Let's see. And that's pretty much it for comments. This is gonna be a short and sweet one. Kayleigh, I appreciate you coming on here and sharing your story. I wish you well. And I'm glad you're here with us today and being a mom to your kids and fighting a good fight. And coming on here and sharing about it. That's what it takes, is takes everybody to share about their experience, that it can happen to anybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so kudos to you. Thank you for coming on here tonight. Guys, if you would share this live feed, you never know who might help tonight. And that's it for us. And we'll see you Sunday. Love y'all. Good night.